and we are here today because the opposition has demanded that this meeting be conducted urgently, that we urgently consider the matter of the travel that occurred over the holiday break, where we saw people sleeping on the floor of airports, where we saw people being shuttled around in foreign countries from hotel lobby to hotel lobby, people trapped on trains, etc. And this follows, of course, the disastrous summer travel season, where people were once again separated from their baggage, where they were sleeping on airport floors, where the system completely failed. And we were promised, quite frankly, by the Liberal minister that these matters were addressed, that he had it under control, that the broken system had been fixed. Clearly, it has not been fixed. There are still massive problems. And quite frankly, I think we in the Conservative Party are tired of hearing Liberal ministers say that things are unacceptable when they have the power to make change. And that's what we are wanting to get out of this meeting here today. We want the minister to come, to appear before us, to answer questions about how he allowed the system to stay broken, how he allowed airports to fail to serve their customers, how airlines failed to communicate with their customers, how once again we had the same failures in many cases with baggage delivery, etc. Communications nightmares where passengers were an afterthought, quite frankly. And we need this committee to do some serious work and to hold people accountable, starting with the minister. And that's why we believe, and as was said in the letter that we sent to the chair to demand this meeting, is that the minister should appear for 2 hours to discuss what he has done and what he hasn't done, because quite frankly, whatever he has done has not got the job done. So we need to get to the bottom of this here at this committee. We are the body that is charged with holding the department, holding the minister accountable on behalf of all parliamentarians and on behalf of all Canadians. So we intend to take that work seriously. This should be these hearings that we have proposed should be conducted seriously. They should be conducted thoroughly. We should make sure that we don't simply scratch the surface here, that we once and for all get down to the bottom of why this has happened now for 2 travel seasons in a row and what can be done to prevent it from happening in the future, because quite frankly, Canadians deserve better. And it's up to this group to make sure that we get the answers that we deserve. And that, again, starts with the minister coming to answer for his department and to answer for his actions. And that will be the focus that we want to see going forward. In addition, we want to hear from not just the airlines, but we want to, they do have to answer. But so does every other part of the federally regulated system. We need to hear from airports. We need to hear from the Canadian Transportation Agency, which currently has a 30,000 person backlog, and it takes 18 months to have a complaint heard from passengers who are experiencing problems with the airlines. We need to talk to Via Rail and CN Rail about how they are going to address the concerns that were raised by the delays that happened with that entity. This isn't just about airline passenger protection. We need to talk about other modes of transportation that were impacted as well. So we don't intend to allow the buck to be passed, to have more tweets about how things are unacceptable. We need to make change, we need to demand change, and we need to demand accountability. And that's what we're here to demand today. Thank you, Mr. Chair.